Cathie Wood is one of the most innovative and fastest growing investors in the 21st century. Her fund, ARK Invest, was one of the biggest winners in 2020 and now has a fund size of over $50 billion. She's got a clear strategy of investing in disruptive and innovative businesses, ones that have the potential to 10x or more in price. And in 2021, she's been buying up a lot of different stocks. Now, we're not going to go into absolutely every stock that she's been buying, that would be silly. In this video, I'm going to show you some of the 10 largest stock buys that she's been investing heavily into in 2021. The first stock that she's been purchasing big is Zoom, ticker symbol ZM on the Nasdaq. If you take a look here, throughout the whole of 2021, she's been consistently buying stocks in this company. So much so that it now makes up her 8th largest stock position in her combined ARK portfolio. Zoom, I'm sure you all know what the business does. They're the online video platform for meetings, chats, online events, etc. Now, why has Cathie plowed so much money into this particular business? Well, first of all, we have to realize that the world we're in has changed. No longer do we need the face-to-face meetings in person, get a coffee and talk business. No, we can do this from home. No longer do we have to go to a lecture at university, we can listen to one from home through Zoom. So Zoom is capitalizing big time on the changing structure of the way people do business. Another stock that she's been buying heavily into is Coinbase, ticker symbol COIN. If we take a look here, the purple line represents the amount of shares she's bought in Coinbase. She started with nothing this year, then bought 750,000 shares in April 2021, and now today she owns over 6 million. So why has she been buying heavily into Coinbase? Coinbase, for those who don't know, is the platform where you can buy, sell, and store cryptocurrency. Whether that's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Tether, they can all be exchanged on Coinbase. And these cryptocurrencies as a whole are growing in terms of popularity. More people are investing in them, and the general interest is increasing. It's because of this popularity why Coinbase has increased their users from 1 million in 2014 to 56 million in 2021, and Cathie expects growth to continue into the future. The next big stock on Cathie's buying list is Twilio. Twilio is the cloud-based software used to communicate with voice, text, chat, or video. It allows businesses to combine all of their messaging apps for customers into a one-stop shop. If we take a look at the stock, it's taken off over the past 5 years, from $40 to almost $400. It's still a new company, they're not generating positive earnings yet, kind of like how Amazon took years before they made their first dollar in profits. But they have already grown to a $66 billion market cap. However, Wood clearly sees more room for growth. Now, I thought this was a very interesting stock for Cathie to be buying into because Twitter has been around for a fair while and it's not the normal high disruptive company that Cathie normally goes for. But over the past year, Cathie has accumulated quite a big position in Twitter. In 1 year, she's gone from 539,000 shares to over 12 million owned. Twitter has performed impressively during the pandemic as well. It's gone up almost 200% from $23 at the start of it all to $68 today. TWLO Health. Again, this is a company that follows the lines of Cathie's investment strategy, which is buying disruptive businesses. Healthcare is a sector that is traditionally contact and face-to-face. TWLO Health looks to provide healthcare not with contact, but virtually. they see that so many people have access to the internet, but not proper healthcare, so they're combining the two fields. It's still a small company compared to most global healthcare providers. Its market cap is $20 billion. Price has done very well over the last 5 years, going from $18 in 2016 to about 8 times that amount today. Definitely a company to look into. DraftKings is an online sports betting operator and a fantasy sports contest platform. With DraftKings, you can enter daily and weekly fantasy sport contests and win money in football and basketball, NFL, and a range of other sports. In April 2020, DraftKings became a publicly traded company, meaning anyone can now invest in them. And Cathie, she started to do this at the start of 2021. Throughout this year, she's made a lot of purchases in DraftKings. As you can see, she's been consistently buying throughout the year. As more and more people use the internet to make bets and engage in fantasy sports, this company stands to profit. DraftKings is now Cathie's 20th largest position across all of her funds. Now we're getting into the gaming side of business, which is really starting to take off in the 21st century. Unity as a company does not create the games itself, but its game engine allows people to create their own games. Pokemon Go, Monument Valley, Call of Duty, Cuphead, all of these developers used Unity to create these games. Unity stock only became public at the tail end of 2020, and it's been performing pretty good since its IPO. It's gone up 47% with a price just over $100. Cathie, she started buying around that $85 mark, and now it's her 9th largest position. Exact Sciences. This is a company, out of all of the stocks that Cathie is buying, has the potential to affect the world the most. Exact Sciences is a molecular diagnostics company specializing in the detection of early stage cancer. With this company, they aim to find the cancer as soon as possible and then provide treatment. The difference that this company can have in one of the worst illnesses known to man is huge. Cathie always seems to find these unique companies that are changing the way the world may operate. Again, the stock is very similar to the companies that she's bought. Its market cap is around that $20 billion mark. It's spending all of their money on growing, on research, on development, and therefore is making a loss. And the price right now for investors who want to buy a share is $111. Now, Spotify has been making a lot of big moves lately. They've moved on from just being the music platform. They're now looking to get more into the podcast and the video sharing space. Recently, I'm sure you're aware that they bought the Joe Rogan Experience, they bought Call Her Daddy, The Ringer, Gimlet, some of the biggest podcasts out there. And while Spotify has been buying up exclusive rights to podcasts, Cathie Wood is buying Spotify shares. As you can see, she started her initial investment in August 2020 with 680,000 shares, and now today she's increased that to over 4 million. Spotify subscribers have been shooting up as well. They've gone from 18 million premium subscribers at the start of 2015 to 158 million today. This company still has a lot more potential left in it, and this is why Cathie has bought big into it. It's now her 11th largest position in all of her portfolios combined. Yeah.